Donkey Kong Bonanza is real, and it is releasing in July of 2025. This year, 2 months away, 3 months away, however many months that is. It is releasing on the Switch 2, just a month after launch, a month after Mario Kart World hits shelves with the Switch 2. And I know I've already made a video on this game, but I wanted to make another one. Why? Because this is easily my most anticipated game of this year, and one of the most, if not the most, anticipated game of my entire life. As I've said in my previous videos, I have gone 11 years without having or seeing a new Donkey Kong game, whether that be 2D or 3D. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze released in 2014, and since then, there has been 0 new Donkey Kong game that wasn't a remaster or a remake. So, it is about time that we get a new one. Almost half my life has been spent waiting for a new one, and we are finally getting it. Hello, my friends, my name is Nintendo. If you're new around here, I make content a lot, very often about Nintendo, about Donkey Kong, Mario, everything happening in the world of Nintendo, and it is a very exciting time to be a Nintendo fan. So if you're new, why don't you hit that subscribe button? It'll help me out greatly. I'm almost done with my college education, and this summer is going to be a very big one, especially for Nintendo fans, so I would love to have you around. We just passed 5,000 subscribers. I could not be more thankful to each and every one of you. Now let's get into the video and talk about why I am so excited for this game, but more specifically, why this game is just a bigger deal than people originally thought, or even a bigger deal than people are giving it credit for. So obviously going into this, a lot of the predictions and the theory and the hype videos that were circulating YouTube that, you know, they happened with every single direct, 99% of them ended with somewhere there was they're going to have a 2D Mario, they're going to have a 3D Mario, because that's just what you do with a new Nintendo console, right? They did it with the Wii, they did it with the Switch 1, with Odyssey, sold like hotcakes, and it's one of the greatest 3D platformers of all time, Odyssey, and so that's a safe bet. You know, having a 2D Mario, having a 3D Mario, that's the safe bet. No one batted an eye. No one was going to disagree with you when you said that, hey, I think a 2D Mario is going to be announced, or hey, I think a new 3D Mario is going to be announced, because that's just the way it was, right? Donkey Kong had taken a back seat. That's just the way it had been. That's the way it's been almost my entire life being a Donkey Kong fan. We take what we can get, the drip feeding, it's just how it goes. So when I was watching that direct, and yes, you have Mario Kart, which is a big deal. Mario Kart World looks to be one of the biggest games, if not the biggest game Nintendo themselves has ever published, with the amount of content, the amount of characters, the open world, the free roam, everything. But when that direct was getting ready to end, and we hadn't seen anything with Mario yet, or like any singular Mario title, obviously we had Mario Kart, that is fully what I was expecting. I was fully expecting a 2D Mario announcement, a 3D Mario announcement, because like I said, that's just how it has been. That's just how these things have gone, and that's totally fine, because we've gotten some of the finest crafted and the best games out of that. We've gotten Odyssey. It works, right? And Mario sells. Everyone knows Mario. Everyone knows Mario. Your kids know Mario. Your parents know Mario. Your grandparents know Mario. He is a generational gaming icon, and that is one of the reasons the Mario movie made almost $1.4 billion worldwide, is because everyone knows Mario. So when I was watching that direct, and they had their one more thing, right? Their one more announcement, right? It's going to be Odyssey 2, right? It's going to be a new 2D Mario, perhaps. But it wasn't. It was not only a new Donkey Kong game, it was a new 3D Donkey Kong game. Donkey Kong has not ventured off into the realm of 3D since Donkey Kong 64 came out in 1999. 26 years ago, almost 3 decades since they have tried and attempted to give us a new 3D Donkey Kong adventure, because that game was so divisive. I know it has its fans. I have yet to beat it. It's just a very overwhelming experience, in my opinion. There's so much to collect. There's just so much to do. The controls have not aged well, and just, it is what it is, right? They haven't bothered going into 3D since then because they were burned so badly. You have to understand. I mean, I understand, you know, from a certain point of view, I get why they haven't gone back to 3D, but this console, this Switch 2 is highly experimental. You look at the mouse controls, right? You look at the whole system. The Switch itself is experimental, right? But you have the mouse and they're pushing it to 4K, right? They're pushing it to 120 hertz in certain games, right? It's going to be native locked 60 FPS in most games. And so why would they not go with a 3D Mario to show that off? But no, they went with a new ground up 3D Donkey Kong. And that is a really big deal to me. And it's a big deal. It should be a big deal to you too. This is a huge deal when you actually look at the way that Nintendo has released games from year to year, from console to console. We are less than 2 months from having our grungy little hands on the Switch 2, right? Everything with tariffs and pre-orders aside, we're 2 months away from that. And we're not launching with a new 3D Mario. We're not even launching with a new 2D Mario. We are launching with Donkey Kong Bonanza, a new 3D adventure for our great ape. Our man Donkey Kong has never looked better, and obviously the way that Donkey Kong looks and the way that he looks like he controls, this redesign is one of the best redesigns that I have ever seen for a character. And I know the rare design was fantastic. You know, it has stood the test of time for a reason. This design has stood the test of time for a reason. It is a baller. It is an incredible design in character, but every character gets redesigned at some point, right? It keeps it fresh. It keeps things interesting. And it was only a matter of time before Donkey Kong got his redesign. And so the way that they're doing it with these new graphics and the fact that it's going to be running at 4K and 60 FPS on my 60 frames per second display makes me so excited. And just the whole game itself is experimental. You look at the way in the Nintendo Treehouse presentation, you can destroy all of the environment, it looks like, right? You can go down into mountains. You can take pieces of mountains and fight bad guys with it. You can fight anything with these giant pieces of mountain. You can barrel into the ground and like go mining for this banana fragment thing. It just screams experimental, but it also screams incredibly polished. The rumors going around that this game was designed by the Super Mario Odyssey team, and you can tell not only by the graphics, but just the way that everything looks and the way that everything looks like it feels. It has that level of polish. It looks like it has that level of love and care and detail and just dedication and everything that this game has. This is a big deal. We are launching our new hot Nintendo console, the NintendoSwitch 2, with no 3D Mario, with no 2D Mario, but with a 3D Donkey Kong. And I think that is a very big deal. And I could not be more excited to get my grungy Nintendo loving hands on this game and on this console. Again, this game, the hype is unreal, not only for myself, but everyone in my community, the Discord. You can join it. The link is in the description as well, the pinned comment on this video and all of my past videos. But we are excited. We are ready. Like I said, I am 23 going on 24. We haven't got a new mainline Donkey Kong game since I was 13. Yeah, 13. 11, it'll be 11 years this year. And that is absolutely ridiculous, and I can't believe it's been that long. I hope they don't abandon the 2D Donkey Kong, games in general. I don't see a reality in which they do, but I hope we are living in a world where 3D Donkey Kong and 2D Donkey Kong can coexist, much like 2D Mario and 3D Mario coexist, right? So that's really going to do it for today's video, guys. I just wanted to talk more about this game because it is a big deal. I know I already made a video talking about just kind of the overall detail and being hype in general, but this really is a huge deal, and I don't think I gave it its due diligence. I didn't think I gave it the credit it deserved in that first video, so I wanted to make another one, and there will be more. I always find things to talk about with Donkey Kong, and you guys will always show up for it, and that is very appreciated. Once again, please like and subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, join the Discord, all of those cool things. Become a member if you want those extra cool perks and you want to help out this broke college kid in any way that you can. I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you have a great weekend. Summer's just around the corner, so hang in there. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day and take care.